15 years into my mining career, my boss came up to me and suggested that I should probably go and get my trainer's certificate. I thought he was having a lend to me. I thought he was just pulling my leg. I'm like, why would I get my trainer's certificate? And he went on to tell me, he's like, you are actually a pretty good operator, and I think that your knowledge and experience is quite valuable, and I could see you passing on some good things to the younger people coming through. Now, I thought about this and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe. Let me look into it. So off down to the training department I went, and I spoke to some trainers, and the head of the training department found out what courses that I needed to take, where to take them, and probably how long they were going to take to do them. And then made the phone calls and spoke to the training company, asked them what my options were, and they said, oh, well, for a full-time enrollment, you could do it within 6 months. If you want to do it part-time, probably take 12 to 18 months. Now, after I'd already tried to do university and working full-time a few years earlier, I decided that, yeah, no, I'm not going to take the part-time option. I think I'll do this full-time. And I thought I could do the course through the day, Uber at night and on weekends, and I'll be able to keep the money rolling in while I'm doing this course. I was doing my course Monday to Friday, driving Uber Friday through Sunday, and was earning pretty decent money. So everything was going pretty damn good. And I did that for 5 months until one day a friend of mine gave me a call. And he's like, hey, mate, what's going on? And so I told him. He said, yeah, I know that you were doing your training course. I want to come around and see and talk to you about that. And I'm like, yeah, righto. Come around on Monday, Harvey, and we'll have a chat. So Monday rolls around, and my friend comes around, and we're having a chat. And he's like, what are you going to do after you've got your certificate? And I told him my plan was just to go back to the company that I was working for and give them my training certificate, and then they could find me a placement. And his idea was that we should team up, start our own training company, and go into business for ourselves. Now, being just a couple of operators, we weren't too sure about a lot of things. Opening the company was easy. Getting an ABN number and registering your business, that was simple. What was difficult was going and getting meetings with mining houses and pitching them ideas. We thought that we'd just go make a few phone calls and go and speak to people that we already knew, and voila, we would probably have a contract. Once we got in to start talking to general managers, well, the first general manager we talked to was at a mine that we both worked at previously, so we had a relationship with that general manager, and he opened our eyes up to this new world that we were trying to enter. He asked us, have you got insurance? No. Have you got this set up? Have you got that set up? And we're like, no. And he's like, well, you got to get that set up. We went and did the things that we needed to do to have the company legal, not just a company name that's registered to the taxation department. That's all we thought we had to do. But we got everything sorted out. And then we go back to the general manager and we're like, got it all done. This is what we can offer you. This is the price that we're offering it at. And he looked it over and he sort of sat there and he nodded along. And he said, I'll give you half. Now we went in there with, our proposal was for $500,000 for a year. Now we knew we were on the money because we'd spoken to a lot of other training companies and that's how much they were charging. So we were right on the money with that. But this guy knew that we were newbies and he wanted to screw us over. He's like, nah, I give you $250. I'm like, I earn more money working for you as an operator. He's like, yeah, but you don't really have the experience of a trainer, so that's what I'm offering you. So we turn that down and then we go and find some other businesses that we can offer our services to. and we get the contract that we want. This is after months. I'm still driving Uber on nights and weekends because it took a long time to get all this shit done. So we finally get the offer that we want, and it's like a load off my mind. I'm like, thank fuck for that, because now I've just doubled my pay off my old salary. And I'm like, awesome. And not only that, they were willing to do a year with a 2-year option on it. So it was nearly a 3-year contract. Well, it was a 3-year contract. If we didn't fuck up the first year, it'd be a 3-year contract. And that was like, whew, thank God for that. So I'm ringing my mate to say the contract's ready. We'll send it back to him. We've got a start date. We got this thing going. Are you ready? He's not picking up his phone. 3-4 days go by of me ringing him every day, not picking up the phone. Can't get in contact with him. Go around to his house. He's not there. I go and pick up the contract. I've got the contract with me at my house, and I still can't find my business partner, my friend. A friend, mind you, that I've been friends with since high school. At that stage, we'd known each other for 20 years, and I can't find him. I go to his parents' place. They don't know where he is. I go to other friends that we know. Haven't seen him. So now I'm starting to panic. I'm like, not just for like our business, but my mate's missing. Nobody knows where he is. What's happened to, let's call him Joe? What happened to Joe? Where's Joe? Nobody knows. Nobody else seemed to be all that concerned, but they also weren't really looking for him. So about a week goes by, and he finally answers his phone. I'm like, oh, thank God you're all right. That's the main thing. But where the fuck have you been? Like, I've been trying to ring you for 2 weeks. Where you been? And he said, look, Trapper, I know, mate. I'm sorry, but I've taken another job and I'm in Western Australia. I'm like, you're fucking on the other side of the country and you've taken another job? He's like, yeah, sorry, mate, but I can't do the company. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, why not? And he said to me, I'll be home in a month. I'll catch up with you then and tell you all about it. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Like, the contracts are signed. And he's like, yep, sorry, but I don't know what to say. I have to ring up this company and talk to the general manager who has signed us to a 3-year contract worth $2 million at the end of that contract and tell him that it's over. After we'd been negotiating for like 3 months and we got to the contract signing stage, both parties had signed this contract. I can tell you, he tore strips off me. He's like, you'll never get another job in the Valley again. He goes, fuck you and your contracting. You won't work in the Valley again. And he was right. I was blacklisted from the Valley. I had to leave my home where I'd worked for the past, 15, 16 years. I had to leave it all behind and go and get a job somewhere else in another state. This one's probably one of the most painful stories to try and tell because it's still pretty raw. Because not only did I have to leave my home to work again, that I lost a friend, but I lost a mate that I was mates with for 25 years. Like, we'd known each other since we were 10. So when I look back on this thing, like, I'd spent thousands of dollars to get my trainer's certificate to become a trainer, and I never actually got to use that training certificate. Lots of expenses incurred there. But the thing that hurt me the most was the fact that, we went through all this. We did the hard job. Now it was just the easy bit. All we needed to do was show up and train people to do what we knew how to do best anyway. A $2 million contract over 3 years. A year of my life that I'd taken to do the course and then to get all the contracts sorted out. It was nearly a year. If you don't laugh, you will cry. But this story does have a very happy ending because 12 months later, I met a wonderful woman. 2 years later, I married that wonderful woman. 2 years later, I moved from Australia to Europe. So I much prefer my life now than I did back then. So even though that was a bad deal, it does have a happy ending, or it does have a very good outcome, because it changed my life. I got out of that mining industry that I so desperately wanted to get out of anyway, but I wanted money more. And now I'm living the life that I want to live. So can you ask for much more than that? Nope. Have I forgiven my mate? Yes. I ring him up and I talk to him all the time, but at that time it was rather raw and I didn't want to talk to him ever again, but I did forgive him and I forgave myself and I said, look, mate, it all worked out for the best. I'm doing what I love. I'm exploring. I'm married. Everything in life is working out great for me.